Okay, how's it going, everyone? How does it feel today? I mean, we obviously know that tonight is opening night. We finally have regular season baseball for the however many remaining months that are left in this year. Yes, that counts for November and December because we're here, we got to work. Things don't stop, right? But day one of the 2026 Major League Baseball season is now underway. Not just that, right? But of course, brand new episode as always. I'm Ivan alongside Stefan, and we got a special guest in the building, man. I must say, one of our biggest supporters, man. It's you, Armand. There's a few others. I'm not just gonna just give it to you, bro. But glad to have you on the show. This is something that did take some time. I know Stefan was telling you how we were sick and all that stuff, but listen, we couldn't forget about the agreement, right? Because that's what this is at the end of the day. How's it going,
Yeah.
fellas?
Let the guest speak first. I'm good, man. It's Christmas for me.
Oh, I am amazing. Baseball is back. The weather's getting better. No more fucking snow. No more 21. I had to,
Oh,
just like you guys, I'm in New Jersey. I had to deal with 20 plus inches of snow. Thank God. Thank God. Better weather in baseball. Can't go.
Listen, you're
look.
right. It's not falling from the sky anymore, but I still see some piles. I don't know if you guys are still seeing like
No,
those
yeah,
random piles of snow. I still see them.
I
Yeah.
got nothing by me.
no. In the city, it's kind of crazy. Yo, we got a celebrity on our midst, man. Look at the comments already, man. Look at this
What's up,
guy,
Ref?
man.
What's up, Gun?
He's we got a celebrity in the building, man.
Armand has an army behind him, bro.
I hear you.
Yo, shout out to everybody who's here early.
Appreciate it. Listen, man. I woke up this morning, and usually when I wake up, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm usually in a good mood. But I woke up this morning and I woke up singing. I woke up singing because I'm like, yo, you know what? It's the start of a new season, and I get to do a live show in the middle of perhaps one of the two of the biggest franchises. We get to have a guest on. I get to talk to you, bro, Ivan. We get like, who's luckier than us, bro?
We having fun right now.
You know what I mean? Who get to talk baseball? Listen, and honestly, I get to talk baseball for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't lose. But 5-0 start to this game. Did not expect this coming out of the shoot.
What the hell's going on in this game? Like, honestly, listen, the fact that the Yankees are off to this start, not that much of a surprise. The surprise really for me is Logan Webb getting rocked like this early. And this is a guy who we saw pitch for Team USA during the World Baseball Classic. So
yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I just think he can't get control of his all-speed pitches right now. And he's threw a couple cutters that have been up and in. And I'm like, he can't control the cutter right now. And the Yankees is just teeing off on him. But ain't the WBC. But Armand, man, I hate watch the Yanks under the graphic. I like that. I like the spice early in the show. I have one question for you, man, because I know we asked this when you came into the chat, but how'd you find this? How'd you randomly discover the show? Like, what was that process like for you?
I was scrolling on TikTok and you boys came up on my For You page.
Wow.
And just saw your clips and just like, clips are fun. I love watching all baseball. Like, I follow a lot of baseball shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I follow every FT show, even like the team FT shows for Foul Territory. I try to, because I want to know how other fans of other fan bases feel, get a gist of like how other teams are run from the fan base, just not seeing it through a national lens of the media, whether it's the Joe Shermans of the world or the John Heymans, how they write, or watching MLB Network, or, just I want to see it from a fan's perspective of other teams. So I just don't, I want to be informed.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's 30 teams. Every team has a chance to draft a player, develop them, trade for them, sign in free agency if they're willing to spend money, Yeah.
No, it's refreshing seeing people like you come across the channel because we're here to service everybody. I know everybody says that, but like there's nights on the show where the Yankees and Mets don't come up once, and we're talking ball about mostly every team. I have one rule on the show: we will not talk Rockies under any circumstances. I'm just not willing to do that right now. I understand if you're a Rocky fan and that's offensive.
Yo, you know what? Speaking of the Rockies, I saw what the rotation is looking like going into the season.
Yeah,
bro, that starting rotation is older than I don't know what, bro. That's an aging starting rotation.
If the starting rotation's aging, then what are we saying for the bullpen?
Oh, well, it's surprising that they put their top young pitcher, Chase Stolander, in the bullpen. I don't know what. I'm going to assume that's to control his innings at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And maybe closer to the trade deadline, the All-Star break, if they traded Saganu or Lorenzen, one of the veterans they signed, like then they'll ease him they'll put him back into the rotation.
See, but here's my thing with that though, is like I feel like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Like it's one of those situations where you're in a lose-lose. Because the team is going to be bad. So what happened? Who cares if you're trying to control his innings? What I would suggest is pitch him now. And when you get to August, when you get to late July, early August, and you want to shut him down because your season's over anyway,
put him into the bullpen,
or shut him down completely. Tell him, young fella, get ready for next year.
Right.
I don't understand the logic of we're gonna throw him in the bullpen now, right, Omar? Because then you got to rebuild him to be a starter. Because who knows what role he plays in their bullpen?
Yeah, you don't know how he's like. And the starters, they might have a bad start where they go 1 to 3 innings.
Right.
You're gonna bring him out, and he's gonna pitch what, 2 innings as a bulk guy, long reliever, in a mop-up role. Is he really learning anything? Because the Rockies are down 8-0.
And that's exactly why I think he actually should be with the team, right? Like, had this been a situation where, like, the Yankees, for example, who are watching tonight against the Giants, we talked about it on the last show where there's a couple of guys, Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, Elmer Rodriguez, and others who could easily be on this big league roster. But because the Yankees, in this case, have so much going on, some of these guys, unfortunately, have to go down to AAA. But in the case of the Rockies, to go back to that, right? They don't got nothing going on in Colorado. So what the hell? Might as well try to start something.
So this is Armand. I don't know if you were about to go here, but I'll ask this question to both of you fellas because I say it all the time. Ivan, you know that. I've said it, Armand. I've said it on the show countless times. I love baseball to an unhealthy level where I'm sitting there looking at everybody's roster. I'm reading everything. I'm on the phone with different people. And the thing that I have come to grips with is why are we so cookie cutter nowadays? Oh, we got to preserve this person's innings. Oh, we got to preserve this person's this and this. And not everything in baseball is the development isn't linear. Not everybody's going to get to the same place at the same time.
Yep.
So if you're a team like the Rockies or the White Sox or a team that's kind of like trying to find its rebuild, like the Nationals, for example, why are we tinkering with, put this pitcher in the bullpen? Like, if I'll use this example, I don't know if this is the accurate example, but you're going to trade for Harry Ford just to put him into you're going to send him down for what? What's the purpose of that? You just made the trade. Obviously, you like the player. Why isn't he on your opening day roster? Because I don't know if you've heard this, Armand or Ivan. I don't look at Keibert Ruiz, as the catcher of the future. He's more like a first baseman DH type to me. So if you felt that way, because obviously there's some in the organization who do, why isn't that the way you're going now and you're letting Harry Ford get big league at bats? Armand, am I off base in saying so?
No, I feel like you pulled he would be, in all honesty, he would have been better off backing up Cal Raleigh in Seattle.
Right. And it's
I thought as soon as they got Harry Ford, I thought they were going to try to ship out Kareem Ruiz, and then you go sign some veteran catcher
journeyman backup. Right.
and then Harry Ford is going to start all year.
Right. Ivan, I don't know where you are with this, but
no, I agree because I'm gonna be honest. I thought anybody like on the Nationals big league roster right now, other than James Wood, was on a go. Especially when they had moved on from Mackenzie Gore, they sent him to Texas. You know, we heard the rumors about C.J. Abrams, and maybe who knows, we might see it. You know, throughout 2026 at some point, right? But I don't even know what the hell they got going on over there.
So we just talked about two teams with major question marks with their front office, their process, their way of doing things, right? Like their GM is relatively young. He's a young guy. He's never done this before. This is the first time he's been a general manager, right? And I get it.
It's two young guys calling the shots now, right? Isn't it like another young dude?
Former player Drew Butera is the manager for the Nationals.
Drew Butera is the player of the he's the manager, yeah. And their general manager was a big scout in Boston. He was a major part of their pitching development. Like he was the one helping them institute like this pitching program that they do where they got the youngsters, you know, going through this whole process, which is how we saw early and totally last year, but we don't know if he can scout. We don't know if he can develop. We don't know none of that stuff. And I'm not trying to like call you old or make it about an age thing, but like, bro, you're 40. This guy's 35.
I know.
I can't even imagine doing that job at 35 years old.
Armand might actually know more ball than him. He
might.
No, I say this. I am the knower of nothing. And my motto is know nothing, listen to everything, learn something.
I love that. That's beautiful.
You know what I like about Armand? Because while Stefan and I are Yankee fans, but Armand is one of us, bro. The only difference is that he's not a Yankee fan. Hence why he has Hate Watch the Yanks, right? We'll let you rock, Armand. We love you too.
I love it. No, I love it.
But I say he's one of us because he just wants to talk about the freaking game, right?
It's like, and I don't know if you go through this, Armand, but sometimes I feel like we get too we're too much to a tribe. Oh, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan. I'm a tribalism. Yeah. It's like, yo, whatever happened to I love the game. Because whatever happened to, I'm going to sit up at, 12 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, and just watch ball and love the process that is being a baseball fan.
Regardless of who's playing.
Right? Like, I'm going to be honest, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm happy that the Yankees are doing their thing. But I'd be lying to you tomorrow, Armand, if I told you I wish I wasn't at Citi Field for that pitching matchup tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, I wish I was going.
I would give up body parts to see this pitching matchup.
I told you, Stefan, when we spoke over the phone, my son is actually gonna be in the building tomorrow for opening day. So I mean, he's not gonna remember that matchup, but I'm gonna let him know, when he's old enough to understand, like, yo, you were actually there with your mom watching Paul Skeens versus Freddie Peralta.
It's not not a bad place to be, boy. Let me tell you.
So I actually went on to look up ticket prices about a month or so ago to see what ticket prices are. I usually sit in the outfield, section 135 to 137, like that area.
That's my section.
Left center field in City. And I'll say, so my first game this year I'm going to is April 30th. It's a Thursday. It's a 1:00 game. It's against the Nationals.
Not bad.
Okay.
$30. That's with the fees and taxes. The ticket price by itself was $24.
Not bad.
For opening day was $300.
Oh, nah.
300.
And then I'm like, listen, I love a great pitching matchup. But I'll say this. I paid $300 in that section for a playoff game. That's what I paid for Phillies Mets in the NLDS in 2024. I spent $300 but that's for a playoff game, folks.
Oh yeah, no, that's different. Yeah.
Opening day, I'm sorry, and especially the season that my crappy team that made me hate them from June 13th on last year. They are not worthy of paying $300. I'm just I'm telling it like it is.
At least not yet. Because let's see
not yet.
Listen, at least not yet, because they might.
Speaking of the Mets, Armand, I want to ask you a quick question because I remember on the last show, and this surprised me, right? And you could have your own opinion. You watch the Mets more than me anyway, so kudos to you. But I do want to ask you, you said you actually have more faith in the Mets pitching than you did the lineup. That surprised me because for me, it's reverse. The pitching, because I know you said you got faith in the pitching.
I have faith in the rotation.
Right.
More than the bullpen.
Right. The rotation, even that's a surprise for me, bro, because I got to be honest, from the outside looking in, right? Yeah, Kodai Senga had, a fantastic spring, you could say, but at the same time, he had like nothing left in the tank for like the last couple of months of the season. I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but
Pete Alonso and his toss, and I was at that game. I was at the game that Alonso. Wow. I was at the Senga injury game, folks. This is my luck.
The reason why I say it is because I feel like after you get to a certain point in that rotation for the Mets, and there's some question marks there, bro. I think. Not saying it can be good. You know where I listen. I hear you.
And
the
you're
Mets
not
have
wrong.
what it takes to win the damn NL East between them and the Mets. And can we forget about the Braves? I saw like this long list of people who are hurt for them, bro.
Oh yeah, they got
There's almost a whole lineup.
They got 4 starters on the IL since Monday. That's Joey Wentz, Schwellen back. Strider just went on with the oblique. Who's the other one? Oh, Waldrop. That's 4 starters on the IL, 4 starting pitchers.
And they don't know what's wrong with Ronaldo Lopez. So let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, right. His velo's down.
Let's just say that I've heard that they're concerned about him and they might.
Then you have Kim, their starting shortstop, who fell on ice in Korea. He's out
for 4 months.
Yeah. They don't have
ice. That's the story.
No, no, seriously, we tweeted it out.
I didn't hear this.
No,
that was in the off season. He was in Korea, I guess, with his family.
We tweeted it out on the page because I had heard, they saying Hassan Kim's gonna be out for like 4 months. I was like, what the hell? And then I'm reading the story, and that's when Armand hit us in the Discord with the passing tweet. And I was, as you sent this in the Discord, Armand, I'm typing it out. I'm typing out the tweet. Going, he's done for 4 months. He slipped on ice in Korea. His season might be over. Like right as he's sending the notification, I'm typing it out, and I'm like, if you're the Braves, you're literally like, who? Where's the black cat? Where's the?
And then they have Sean Murphy, who's out until May with the hip injury. Yeah. So you don't even know if his offense is going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So and then they have Profar, who. Excuse my language, dumb dick decision. Again, back-to-back years. Now, that's out for the season.
Yeah.
No, he's not. I don't see him ever coming back to Major League Baseball.
Armand, it's funny you say that because I said something similar to Stefan. I think Major League Baseball, remember this, Stefan? Major League Baseball needs to, alter the rules, especially if you're going to go into this lockout. Mm-hmm. Where I understand it does take a time. I think it's 3 times you're out, right? You're banned.
The 3rd time is an indefinite suspension.
But I had told Stefan that if you get suspended in back-to-back seasons, in this case, Jerickson Profar, I think at that point you should be out of here. Like there's no strike 3,
Honestly, that's a lifetime ban for me already.
Yeah,
it really should be. And what it shows is your lack of respect for the profession and what you get to do for a living. And it puts into question everything you've done for your entire career. Mm-hmm. Like we can never look at
since the San Diego days for me.
Exactly. But even before that, because who knows what you were doing in Texas.
I think he was on it last year too. He just didn't get caught.
Right. And this is the sad part, right? Like me, you, Armand, the viewer, the chat, what's up? We see you. How are we supposed to take the integrity of the game seriously when you're out here just doing stuff like that, putting everything, making it selfish for oneself what you did. That's a very selfish decision. And also, like, for anybody that says, "Oh, everybody deserves a second chance," I'm a big proponent of this. I'm a big believer in this. I don't want to hear "I didn't know," because that's the common excuse we hear. "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know what the substance was." Bro, there's a rule book. Armand, I don't know if you know this. Every year during the season, there is a rule book that goes out to the trainers, to everybody on these teams. These are the substances you can take. These are the substances you can't take. If you have any questions, call the trainer. You know how I know the manual exists? Because every year, reporters around the big leagues get one. And you know how I know they get one? Because guess who got one in his email inbox? I did. So, like, when you sit there and say, "Oh, I don't know, I don't understand," like, what? What are we talking about? You get it every year before spring training. They tell you, "Yo, this is what you can take. This is what you can't take. If you have any questions, come see us." And I don't want to hear about the language barrier either, because guess what, guys? All 30 of these teams have trainers, and none of that, they have interpreters. So if you can't interpret something into the English language, you can't call somebody on the phone and be like, "Yo, what does this mean? Can I take this?" So I don't feel bad for the person who says, "Oh, but I didn't know. Oh, but I didn't know."
You know what? You guys remember? This is like maybe over 20 years probably at this point, but remember a lot of guys, they would say like they were given something from like a cousin or some sort of relative. We heard a lot of guys use that excuse too, like, "Yo, I had this relative, you know, he said he knows somebody who used it and he gave it to me." Like, what?
Yeah, I went with my cousin to the gym, and I met this person, and they gave this to me as a gift to try it out.
As a gift is crazy. That's a nice gift. You got more than a gift.
This is really, you got a big fat suspension.
So hold on. So this is what I would say to the cousin that got me the gift. Yo, you gonna pay this? You gonna pay my bills and the fees and all of that? Since your gift is a gift that got me broke out here. Listen, man. Look, Ivan has called me the Russian judge. I've been called the Russian judge. I've been called the non-sympathizer. I've been called the guy that doesn't care. I've been called the guy that has no emotion. I've been called it all from friends of ours and people on the show. "Oh, you're too tough." You get to play a kid's game for a living. I have no sympathy if you make a stupid mistake like that.
You as a fan, you have to have no sympathy both ways.
Thank you.
Because honest to God's truth, the owners don't care about us except what money we put into buying tickets, buying merch, you know, whatever we have to. And then the players really don't give a crap about us, you know.
Like the players, listen, this is their job. We get it. I'm not saying you can't. This is your job. We as fans, we have to approach it a certain way. Them as players, they have to approach it a certain way. The only piece of reciprocity that I ask for is let's be transparent with each other. You may feel I'm significant. I may feel like you're too rich. But let's have an honest dialogue about where this all sits. Because at the end of the day, right, I look at situations like Jarrison Profar being suspended. I look at situation, and I'm comparing the two, but I'm using it for this purpose. When the Twins tell me, "Oh, we want to win," right? How disrespectful is that to that fan base? You're laughing, but how disrespectful is that to that fan base who are going to spend money and go to that yard and expect to see that the fan base knows you're not winning? So why would you lie to them like that?
And then to put it out there that you were in on Framber Valdez. Like every team loves the public relations to say they are interested, they are in on somebody. Like we are in 2026. We are us fans, whether young or old. We are much smarter.
Old, man.
We are much smarter. We are in some sort of way. We are smarter and we can detect the BS now. This is not the 1980s where you could hide behind a reporter and pay them off to write a fluff piece, and you have every fan believe that you were actually interested in a player. We know you weren't. I mean, not for nothing, Lucas Giolito, for whatever reason, is still a free agent. Twins could use him. The Braves could use him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, look. And also, too, I think Ivan gets mad at me for this because I tend to just say it straight. I've been around the game too long to lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people have killed us because I've said something out of honesty and people are like, oh, you're that's just too far. I'd rather be honest with the viewership of this show, including you, Armand, than lie to you and tell you I think these players are interested in this and this team is interested in that, because nobody really knows anything, right? And the reason why I say that is because you have to be okay with being lied to, both from a fan's perspective, from a reporter's perspective. These PR machines are going to spin you every way but Sunday. And what I've learned is I don't necessarily like the idea that nobody is truthful anymore. Like I'll use this example because he's at the plate. Aaron Judge was on Kevin Durant's podcast today, and he talked about how, it was a tough decision, and I really thought about going back to San Francisco, and I'm from there, and he played up the heartstrings of San Francisco. I thought about it. Aaron, nobody's taking San Francisco's money for the last 10 years. You're disingenuous by saying you've thought about it. And the reason why you're disingenuous is because it took John Heyman being paid a shit ton of money to tweet out what he tweeted.
Arson Judge to the Giants.
Right. And also, you have a responsibility, Aaron, to say, you know what? I they were nice to me. I took the tour. We did the thing, dog and pony. Everybody was cool. Respect to them. What about, the Yankees they offered enough money. I couldn't leave. My wife loves New York. I'm married now with kids. My parents, the city's close enough for them. New York is home. Just tell it what it is. Don't paint this fantasy of, it was tough and the Giants and
I should have went back home.
I should have went home, man. Because you know what? If you wanted to go home, Aaron,
you could have.
There was nothing stopping you from going home, brother. You were free. You were a free agent.
It's your decision. Your agent your agent works for you.
Right.
You tell your agent, here are the teams I want to talk to, will agree to a contract with. You tell them those teams, fine. If it's 5 teams, 3, whatever.
Right.
And it shouldn't have taken a tweet to make everybody turn mass hysteria, because that's what happened after that tweet from Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the reports that, Hal called him up at 3 a.m. What's it going to take? What to get it done? You get all this stuff.
And you know about those talks, Armand, because your boy Steve Cohen has had to do it himself too.
Oh yeah, Carlos Correa.
So I have a story about that if you want to hear it.
Oh, please do. I'm all ears. I'm all.
So Ivan, I don't know if you remember this story, bro, but I'm all the way back from Jersey. I was around your area, Armand. I was in Jersey. I was at a family's function. This was Thanksgiving night, actually. And I'm in the car. No, this was Christmas Eve. I'm in the car on the way home. Phone on the charger, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Whatever the case may be, because everybody's like, oh, it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done. And before the national media had it that it fell through, I had heard from somebody with the Mets, this ain't happening. His medicals are fishy. Steve is not comfortable. This just isn't gonna happen. So while it's being reported that it's done, it's a done deal, he's coming to the Mets, I hit the group chat. I don't know if you remember this, bro, but I hit the group chat. It's 12 a.m. Yo, Carlos Correa to the Mets is dead. What? and everybody's flipping out, and I'm in the car just laughing to myself because I'm like, why are we playing with this man's money? Why are we playing with Met fans' emotions? And why are you making a reporter's job harder? Just tell us the truth. Because if I can find it, and I'm a no name, who cares about what I think? I'm not passing or roll. I'm not none of those guys. They did. If they didn't have it, and it took me to hit my group chat, and then everybody's flipping out, and then it comes out the next day, Armand, yo, true story, Cohen. So Cohen has Correa and his wife. They're flying to New York. They take the physical. Do you know they left them in a hotel for 8 hours and nobody communicated with them what the situation was until they told them the deal was off? And here's the part that nobody will tell you is he had a cruise planned for his wife and his family the next day, and they had to cancel their cruise plans.
So you're telling me the man, being Steve Cohen in this case, who was going to spend the money from his pockets, wasn't being told things when they should have been shared? That's crazy, bro.
No, it's not. No, not that he wasn't being told things.
Correa and his
Carlos
wife
Correa weren't being told the truth from the very beginning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, see,
because they thought they had a deal.
Right. Okay.
So when they thought they had a deal, they were literally jumping in each other's arms in a hotel room. They were going crazy. They're like, "Oh my God!" They had Lindor on FaceTime. The wives are going crazy. Yo, New York, I can't wait.
The Puerto Ricans, they came out,
and it was done that fast, bro.
Here's a question. Can I have a question? Do you think for that amount of time that Correa wasn't being told anything, could it have been because Cohen and Boris were trying to come to some sort of agreement, some sort of different, like negotiating a different type of deal, or some sort of maybe trying to get try to get insurance on a player?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So the statute of limitations is over. I'm gonna tell you what I have. They were working on something to the wee hours of the next morning to try and get him finished. But it just came back to, his medicals just don't. I'm not comfortable doing this. He had a plate in his ankle. They didn't know how long he would last with the plate. He was also starting to have back issues the season before that. So they had questions about just him as a player, durability wise. They understood what he meant to the clubhouse. They understood what he would have meant to the city. All that was established. But this idea that they were transparent throughout the whole process is not true, because the moment that Scott Boras asked them what the deal was, they came back and said, "Listen, we're just having some medical snafus." When Scott asked them, "Hey, is this going to happen or not?" So that's why by the time they figured it out, he had to quickly pick, not even quickly, because the Giants said no first, the Mets said no, and this was already getting late towards, camps were going to open, and that's when he pivoted to the Twins. But just to tell you, we go back to this honesty piece, right? As Elliot Ramos hits a rocket to right.
I don't know if you remember this, Stephen, but I think at that time when we found out that he was going back to the Twins, I kind of felt like it was a desperate move, right? Because as you mentioned, right, there were two other teams who were willing to give him more in terms of dollar amount. And I think that was just a way of the Twins kind of like showing the fan base, like, okay, here's who we got to put alongside Byron Buxton whenever he's ready to stay on the field, But he's been, them two together. How many games have they missed combined, really?
I
can't even tell you.
Just Byron Buxton's alone. I think, Armand, you played more games than Byron Buxton, bro.
I probably played more games on the show than Byron Buxton's on the field.
Listen, man, it's Speaking of settling in, Max Fried looks good. He settled into this game really, really, really well.
Yo, this Giants lineup coming into the game, I was like, yo, it looks interesting. You got Luis Ariz up there, Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, Devers. I'm like, yo, that 1 through 4, 1 through 5.
Not bad.
Not bad. I think the top half of that Giants lineup, they could do some damage this year.
Not bad. Let me ask you a question, Omar, because I want to talk about this game. We've been sidebarring the hell out of it, but are you surprised that Bryce Eldridge is not on his team?
Yes and no.
Okay, give me the both sides of this because I'm fascinated.
So yes, I'm surprised because I thought he'd be one of their better bats at the bottom of the lineup. Patrick Bailey is not a great offensive catcher. Like he hits 102. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad.
He's bad. And like Ivan just brought up, the top of the lineup, it's top heavy. There's not a high ceiling bat at the bottom of that lineup. The closest one would be Jung-Hoo Lee, but that's based on contact and hits to the gap that can go to doubles to triples. Bryce Eldridge at the bottom of the lineup, especially with Jung-Hoo Lee, that's home run power right there. And you need home run power throughout the top and bottom throughout the entire lineup. No, I'm not surprised because in the offseason, I want to say somebody in the front office came out and said Bryce Eldridge got called up last year because of his bat. His development on the field and even base running, but mostly his fielding, still needs work. It's still not developed as it is, has his bat developed quickly last year. So he still needs work done in the minors. So because of that, I'm not surprised.
So, but this would be my pushback then. Like, if we're talking about offensive development, then when we're talking about defensive development, why is Rafael Devers here? Because the last I checked, he shouldn't even be carrying a glove.
I agree. I said this when they traded for him. In the offseason, you got to talk to him. Pick a lane. Be, like you said, be transparent. Trust me, I have a theory about the Red Sox and Devers, and it all leads. And I have a personal vendetta with John Henry. I'll get into later.
Oh my God.
If you're not
it was a petty move by him, though, honestly. Like the behavior between him and the Red Sox, I think the way he reacted that whole time. Because I even said it. I remember at the time, I'm like, yo, you're a young dude.
We'll get into it now.
You come from, having nothing. Like, we understand where you come from, bro. Like, and now that you basically have it all, and you're the franchise player of one of the better franchises in Major League Baseball in the Boston Red Sox, this is how you want to act, bro. And then look at how quickly he agreed to move over when they traded him. He was playing petty games the whole time.
So here's my theory. My theory is Craig Breslow wanted to bring in Alex Bregman. I think he wanted nothing against Rafi. I guess he's not a bad defensive player. But I don't think he wanted to trade Rafi. I think he wanted to have Bregman and Rafi as the veterans for that young lineup. He went to John Henry. I think John Henry did not want to give out another big contract. I think he made Breslow turn into his puppet and devised a plan to divide Rafael Devers from the roster and the coaching staff, like to make it look like that Devers is an egotistical. And then obviously you can't predict a player getting injured. Tristan Cassis getting hurt was so like it fell into John Henry's lap. Oh, let's go to him now. Like we're not being well, you told me my defense sucks. You told me to throw away my glove. You told me to just bring my bat.
Basically.
now, and he's never played. If you look at his history throughout Red Sox, he's never played an inkling of first base. So now you're asking him in season to play a position that he's never played before. You might have one of the best throws go to first base, and Rafael Devers cannot get on the bag, or he drops the ball. Now everybody's screaming, why is he playing first base? Why is he like? And I think I think John Henry got his way.
So
But now he looks stupid because he let Alex Bregman go.
So
Now
all right.
Right.
I kind of like that theory, and I think some of that is plausible, Armand. I haven't dug enough around to know if it's all the way true or not, but you can see where the dots could be connected. By the way, this Giants defense is abysmal. Good God. So this is the thing I'm going to ask you then, right? Because this is the thought that connects us back to the Giants. Does Devers being there stunt the development of a Bryce Aldridge?
Defensively, yes.
Right, because if Devers was never traded there, Bryce Aldridge is probably playing first base right now for the Giants. He's the opening day first baseman.
Or if Devers was told he is just a DH.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying to you is like the Giants are in a very tough spot because they don't look like the best team. I know Matt Chapman's good at third. Willie's okay Willie Adames is okay at short. But like you have questions about Arise at second. We have questions about Devers at first.
They're very weak on the right side. Like if I was a forget hitting homers, I know people love to see that, but if I was a really good contact hitter and I'm going up against the Giants with Luis Arise
to the right side, you're pulling it to the right side.
Right side all day long.
And that's what, if you watch this game from the beginning, that's why Trent Grisham took the extra base because he realized, they're not. Luis Arise was supposed to make that cutoff throw, was supposed to cut that throw off, right? And it's like you gotta be better defensively. And these are the things, right? They're gonna score runs because that lineup is gonna eventually start hitting. The problem is you're gonna lose a lot of games because defensively you're not gonna be in most games.
Yeah, they're bad.
You're just gonna be really bad. And then the thing is, it's 7-0 now in this game, top 5. You're literally putting Logan Webb out to dry here because your bullpen is abysmal. And the sad part is, we talked about this before we went live tonight. The Giants in a very, very tough position. Defensively, you're compromised. Offensively, you're going to hit some. Bryce Eldridge not being there also weakens your lineup, to Armand's point. But what does it say about the development of your another era?
What the hell is going on, bro? They just throwing the ball over the damn play.
Wow.
Damn, man. Yo, if you're a Giants fan, I don't think we've come across Giants fan in the chat, right? To my knowledge, I don't think so.
We have. There was one guy, I think his name was Uncle Leo.
Yeah.
He's a Giant fan. And it's just
hopefully we get some of them here tonight because this ain't a good look for them.
And honestly, you can see why Giant fans are a bit frustrated, right? Like, what did you said it, Armand? What did we do to upgrade the bullpen? What did we do to upgrade certain positions? They didn't upgrade
nothing. And their starting rotation is as much as Webb and Ray can get strikeouts. Guys that are contact pitchers that ground balls. So you've basically given them the yin yang infield. The really good defense on the left side at short and third, really bad defense at first and second base.
Right. Like, and also too, it goes back to the thing where, if you're the Yankees or somebody playing against them, like the Yankees have been ultra aggressive, taking the extra base, trying to put pressure on them. Like the Dodgers are going to do the same thing. The teams that have offenses that can capitalize on this sort of stuff, they're going to do the same thing.
You know what team just came to mind that would capitalize on them? The Brewers.
They're
a very contact-heavy hitting team.
You know why I wouldn't want to face either is the Diamondbacks, because the Diamondbacks got athletes all over. Perdomo, Corbin Carroll. They got some athletes. You got, and the thing that I'm asking myself if I'm the Giants is, did Buster Posey kind of like bite off more than he could chew? Because to me, and this goes back to hiring a manager that hasn't been through this before, right? This early start, and I know it's one game, so we can't call it because they might beat the Yankees 2 out of 3 and the whole narrative changes. But here's the thing. If you get swept this weekend and you lose every game 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, we're gonna have questions about Tony Vitello and whether he can manage his team. Is the game too fast for him? Because obviously you've done it at the college level. You've never done it at the big league level. The game is 10 times faster at the big league level. I've never played in the big leagues, but Barry Bonds said on the postgame show, on the pregame show. By the way, great pregame panel with Bonds and Pujols and Rizzo. Bonds made a great point about the game speeding up. And the one thing I would ask is the game already too fast for him? Right? Because let me ask you guys a question. Does a veteran manager leave Logan Webb out there to give up 7 runs in his first start?
I would not. He would not be pitching right now if I were the manager.
He would have been out at 5. 5-0, he'd be out.
So 5-0, you said, Armand, right?
Hmm.
This is the growing pains of
an inexperienced manager that didn't go through the minor league system or even be a bench coach on the major league roster.
Right. So
the crazy thing is too, Logan Webb is not just anybody for them. Like, you got your ace out there getting his ass handed to him right now.
Yeah.
Like, you got to sit homie down. Sorry to say.
No, you good. And this is the thing, right? Now you're putting an offense in a 7-0 hole where this offense is not built to come back from 7-0 down. Like, it's a good offense. But is it built to come back from now? They'll make me look stupid, score 4 runs in this inning, and we got a game, which I'm all for, right? But like, it comes back to a point where, you know, you have to, even a game like this, because Logan Webb is a veteran. He'll brush it off. He'll get ready for his next start. But subconsciously, is there a trickle effect down? Is there a trickle down effect that happens now? Why, I gave up 7 runs my first start. What happens when I take them out again? Is the defense going to betray me again? Am I going to have my pitches? What's going to happen the next time I take the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which leads me to think somebody needs to sit down with him and go, listen, man, you need to get a feel for this, because once this speeds up, we're going to have to figure out a way for you to get through this, right?
You know what my issue with the Giants too is? I think they're talented, right?
They are.
Armand, a couple minutes ago, he mentioned, the 2 guys at the top of the rotation, and Webb and Ray. We mentioned the guys that, start the lineup for them. So they obviously have the names. They have talented players, right? I just don't think it's a nice mixture. It doesn't really gel well, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because as you mentioned, you got plus defenders in Matt Chapman and Willie Adames. And then you have the complete opposite on the right side. Like, why would you do something like that to yourself?
And then your outfield isn't the greatest either, because Elliot Ramos is not a great defender. He's like a little above league average.
Right.
You're making Jung-Hoo Lee get every ball in the gap, because who's their right fielder right now?
It's Lee. Bader's in center.
So who's in Harrison Bader's in center field?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, when the gaps are like that over there, you need somebody that can run for their life.
But this is why, to me, right, if I was the Giants, and I don't know if they do this, but I wonder if trading Byron Buxton to San Francisco would help them defensively. Now, we know Byron is an injury-prone thing, and we know the contract, and would the Giants be willing to take on another big contract? I'm just talking about – no, he's good in center, but I'm talking about if Elliot Ramos is a problem in left, right, then Jung-Hoo Lee has to cover more ground towards left field. Now you're asking Harrison Bader to be superhuman. Don't know if I love that idea if I'm a Giant fan, right? Like, it's
you know, like, why I don't like the idea that you just shared, Stefan, because I get the point, right? But Buxton, like, if he already has issues covering the outfield in Minnesota, which there's not as much ground to cover compared to San Francisco.
This is the Grand Canyon.
Yo, he might not even be able to suit up for the Giants.
And then look, the problem is you should have got Max Fried in the first inning, because now he's settled into the game. Now his pitch count is decent. And now if you're Aaron Boone, you can literally coast. You don't have to bring in none of your relievers. If you can get Max into the 6th with a 7-0 lead, you're in a good spot, right? And I'm sorry, I'm managing like that. I'm thinking like this is a manager in game one. Like, don't you like? And this is the thing I'm going to ask you about the Mets, Armand. The Mets are going to hit a lot. I think them offensively, that lineup is going to do a lot of good things. That infield scares the living shit out of me. I'm not going to lie to you. Polanco at first is something that I don't know if I'm ready to see. Bo Bichette is very like hit or miss. Let's see what it looks like. I don't love it just because I don't think his arm is made for third base. Frankie Lindor at short, Gold Glover, no problem. Get it. Simeon at his age. I know what his pedigree says, but at his age, can he still cover the ground he covered a couple years ago?
I think he's better than the options, McNeil and whoever else they had out there. I think he's better than those guys for sure.
Okay. Then that's fair. Mm-hmm. So if you're telling me up the middle, second and short is solid, first and third is a real question mark.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
for Bo Bichette. Go ahead, Armand. Go ahead. You're the Mets fan. Go ahead. I got you.
I think the starting first baseman tomorrow is not Polanco. I think he's starting at DH. You're going to have Brett Beatty at first base tomorrow.
How do you feel about that?
I actually am comfortable with it. I think because he played predominantly a third baseman, so I think he can transition to the corner and be solid. And I think that's what they want is a solid glove defender at first.
So let me ask you this. Is Beatty in the lineup because Skeens is on the mound?
No, he's in because I think they would prefer Polanco getting to be the DH.
Okay.
Because Mark Vientos has been dog crap this whole spring training and even at the WBC. You know how many hits he had in spring training?
What, 3?
I know he had like 4. 1 homer. I saw the highlight the other day.
4 hits. That homer was his last hit. That was his last hit.
That was an inter-squad game, wasn't it? That wasn't even against this.
No. The inter-squad game was yesterday. That home run came on like over the weekend.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I wanted to say, Armand, too, about Bo Bichette. See, the better move for me, instead of going from short to third, which is what he's doing now with the Mets, I think short to second was better for him because it's I think shortstop, you clearly got to cover more ground in third and second, right? But I think going to third and him already showing that, he's not all that good of a defender, you still got to, be on your toes, I would say, especially when you play the corners, which is why I think second was the better move. So we just got to see how it turns out, But I'm hoping it all turns out well.
I agree. Then I don't think they would have went after him if he was only willing to go to second base. Right. Remember, he was willing to sign a long-term deal with the Phillies and go play third base and take over for Alec Bohm.
Right.
See,
so I don't know, and we had Simeon already on the roster.
Yeah, I'm with Shrek right here.
My question is, I don't know if the Mets went to Simeon. They could have went to Simeon and asked if he would move to third, and Marcus could have said, "No, I prefer at where he is now. He prefers staying at second."
No, I'm all for seeing how things are gonna, turn out with, the decisions that they've already made. But if we're talking defense, now Bo Bichette, he's one of the best contact hitters in the game. He's gap to gap. He hits nothing but liners off that bat, But just defensive purposes, for the sake of this conversation, I'm going Simeon third and Bo Bichette at second. Because you want your better defender at third, right? Wouldn't you?
Yes, but what I'm saying is I don't know if the Mets went to Marcus and asked him.
Yeah.
Let's say they did go to him. He could have said, "No, I prefer playing second."
So, he's an older guy too, right? Like he should have some say, just a little bit.
No, he should have some say. But here's the thing, Armand. If that is indeed the case, and they didn't go to him, which we don't know if it's true or not, it feels like a conversation that should have been had before the trade was consummated at some point, right? Like, feels like a conversation you gotta have. But I guess to give the Mets a bit of an out, you didn't know you were gonna sign Bo Bichette until you did it, right? Like you didn't know that was a real thing until you made it. You made it happen.
Because they could have went to Bo with that offer, and he says, "No, I'm signing with the Phillies."
By the way, Bo Bichette in the middle of that lineup. This is why I like the Mets lineup, because Bo Bichette, that guy, he's gonna hit over 300. I think he hits over 30, over 25 home runs, and I think he drives in close to 100 RBIs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and I get it, right? We've talked about it here on the show before. There was an emotional attachment when it came to some of the guys that we saw leave in the offseason. And Armand, sorry. Hopefully you got over that stuff, right? You're smiling, so that means
I'm over it.
But
I was ready for it. The only one I wish that was their back, and I criticized Stearns and Cohen for the male practice is Edwin. Edwin and how they did that negotiation. That's the only one.
Right.
We'll get into Pete. I have a whole story.
That was actually who I wanted to mention because of the production that he brought to the Mets lineup, right? For as long as he was with the team. You no longer have that now. And I know a lot of you guys probably were pissed off. You wanted to see him in the Met uniform. But honestly, having Bo Bichette in your lineup, he's going to hit for a higher average. He's probably going to end up with more hits. I don't think you guys really took a step back offensively, despite what Pete did, because Pete did a lot, which is why we got people like Stephen praising the O's lineup. And
that lineup is gonna be good, but I tell you one thing: you look at Baltimore defensively. Ooh boy,
yeah.
You want to talk about bowling shoe ugly?
So getting into the Pete stuff, for me, this goes back to when Billy Epler was in charge. And I am not talking about I'm talking about the negotiation that they went through and the 7-year offer they made that Pete rejected. I am not talking about the actual dollars and the years. I'm talking about how a negotiation is, when you're at the negotiation table. Billy Epler could have been a jerk to Pete. Pete could have been a jerk to the front office. Pete rejecting it, I don't know how he rejected it. He could have been polite. He could have been a prick. But also, he didn't do himself any favors because right after that, and I have no issues with him doing this. I have no issues in hiring Scott Boras. A lot of people don't like Scott Boras. My only issue that I don't like with Boras is his winter meeting press conferences and his stupid puns. When he has his press conference during the winter meetings and has all the media people around him, and he does all those stupid puns with the players when he's talking about whether it's Alonso or what. Can't wait to hear what he says in November about Scooble at his press conference before December hits and we're locked out. But that's my only issue with him. He has a job to do. He has to get his player, his client, the most money. I have no issue with that. No, but I believe Pete didn't do himself any favors. Is right after that, you fire your first agent and hire Boras from an organization standpoint, and even from a fan standpoint, because there's a lot of fans that just despise Scott Boras.
So let me ask you this: do you think that decision was made because he knew he was out after that initial offer?
Yes, because Billy Epler actually, after the 101 win season, the next year that was a disaster. At that trade deadline, Billy Epler wanted to trade Pete Alonso because you still had a year and a half. Cohen stepped in and said no. And that's when David Stearns came in at the end of the year. In the offseason, Billy Epler, before he actually left us, was still around and still in the GM role. He went to David Stearns. And he recommended to David trade Pete this offseason, which was going into Pete's actual walk year, the 2024 season, the OMG and everything. David Stearns said, I'm not trading Pete Alonso. I am keeping him here and having a full evaluation season. So David Stearns did keep Pete. He did it, I wish Mets fans got this out of their head that he despised Pete Alonso. I don't think he did. I just think when he came in, there was a lot of bad contracts. Brandon Nimmo, one of them, the contract wasn't a good one. Thank you, Billy Epler. But that was more because of Jacob deGrom leaving for Texas.
So I'm not going to disagree. As Aaron Judge is 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Yeah, it's.
Oh, your
I saw
playoff performances hit the regular season, Aaron.
King Cash was running his mouth talking about, yo, we witnessing the fall off of Aaron Judge.
Listen, well, I'm going to say this. Historically, Aaron Judge starts off slow. There's been seasons where he started a month, he hit 180, and everybody's freaking out. Come back to me in July when he's hitting 340 and got
Right.
55 home runs and is Aaron Judge again. So let's
Got
just
the
all,
MVP already.
yeah,
you
let's
know.
just all calm down. It's one game. By the way, he struck out 4 times and you're up 7-0. So let's all calm down.
No, that says something to the Yankee lineup, you know.
With that being said, Armand, I have a little bit of pushback and I have a little bit of inside information for you. So
Okay.
I don't disagree with anything you said. The only thing I would say is this. At the time that Billy Epler was going through the process of trying to trade Pete Alonso, the front office was very split on what to do. Because this was at a time that JP Ricciardi and everybody was still there. There was multiple general managers or had been GMs that were in the front office at that point. So there were conflicting decision makers on what actually were to happen. If this were to happen, what does this mean? Whatever the case may be. My only pushback would be Pete Alonso went back to the Mets during the middle of that season and said, listen, can we work out an extension now? Because I'd love to stay. Is there a way you can get me closer to, 170 and I'll work it out with you, right? And the Mets are like, nah, let's go through the season. We'll talk at the end of the year and we'll see where everybody's at. At that point, about a week later, as you mentioned, is when he went and hired Scott. Because he said, all right, they don't want nothing to do with me. I'm going to just hire Scott. We're going to get this money, and whatever happens, fuck him. Mm-hmm. If my memory serves, they were having conversations internally amongst themselves at the very next winter meetings before the 2024 season. Yo, what would Pete Alonso be worth if we moved him now? And what would we get? And what packages could be thrown on the table for us? They didn't like what they got back in return. Because much to Met fans' chagrin, Pete Alonso he's a good hitter. He's not a great hitter. He's a guess hitter. He's like what Manny Ramirez used to be and Big Papi used to be when they used to sit on pitch. Pete would sit on pitches. Yo, if I get a fastball in this spot, I'm gonna do my thing, right? And it wasn't until he started to realize, yo, they just throwing me breaking balls all day. He went through a stretch during the middle of the 24 season where he looked like,
oh yeah, he swung at bad pitches. He had bad at bats,
and it's one of those things where you just have to you have to see the player for what he is. And the player for what he is he's a good offensive player. He's not great. And I don't begrudge any of the Mets who said, oh, you want how much money? Look at him down the stretch last year. He disappeared when they were going in the tank. We all sit here and talk about Lindor and what did Pete Alonso do?
Yeah.
Pete Alonso one of your aircraft carriers, and he just disappeared.
By the way, game 162, bases loaded, 2 outs. The hardest hit ball he hit all season. Do you know what the result was? A fly out to left field.
Damn.
So
yeah, that was his hardest hit ball. The bases loaded in Miami, game 162. Throughout the whole season, his hardest hit ball.
And Armand, the fact that you remember that, bro, I gotta give you credit, man. You're spot on there. That's great memory.
He said it at the post-game press conference before he even said, "Oh, I'm opting out. I'm heading into free agency."
Right. Listen, and this is the thing. I have some questions because I like what you've done on the field, but do we know that clubhouse is all the way straight? We don't know that. I want to see what they look. See, because I'm going to tell you a saying that I believe in, Armand. I don't know if I said this on the show. Everybody can be cool if you start off, 11-5, 13-5, whatever. What happens when you go through that first losing streak and you lose 4 out of 6 and everybody's not feeling funky and you got to go to the yard and you're grinding? What's the clubhouse like then? Because everybody says, "Oh, clubhouse problems, clubhouse." Yes, clubhouse problems do matter, and if you don't like each other and you're losing, it sucks double whammy. But I don't necessarily care if you hate each other, like each other, or sing kumbaya. Your job is to go out there and win baseball games. Did the Mets do enough to win enough games this season to justify people like you spending so much money?
I think they did. I think so.
Tough to say, right? Like,
Listen, I think the fact that, and we've heard it all season long, right? We're gonna hear their names, countless times throughout the season as well. But Freddie Peralta, the fact that you landed both Freddie Peralta and Bo Bichette, that you got to pat yourselves on the back. That's a big freaking deal,
It is. How do you feel about that bullpen going into the season, though?
I have my questions about it. Yes, I would have liked to have seen Edwin come back to be here as the closer with Devin and Weaver as setup guys, and even some sort of like secondary closer with Devin, like Devin as a secondary closer when you're not going to use Edwin on back-to-back days.
Right. So, so I guess my question would be to just double off your point. Do you see one of these kids, whether it be Jonah Tong or Christian Scott, pitching out of the bullpen for you in a meaningful role at any point this year? Or are these kids starters?
I think they're starters, but I think I could see Tong go into the bullpen. But I think the first two kids that would get the shot over Tong and Christian Scott in the bullpen is Dylan Ross and Ryan Lambert. Those guys are more for bullpen roles. Like the way they're pitching is they're more suited to be bullpen arms.
And pitch well at the big league level is what you're saying, right?
Yes. I think they would get the shot first. Unless we're still fully healthy with the rotation, Tong and Scott, I would see them more in September going into the bullpen. Unless there's an injury to the bullpen and those guys are just dominant and you want to get them up here and you just love how they're pitching in AAA. Because of the name of Jonah Tong, the name of Christian Scott, especially him returning, you could put them in the bullpen.
For me, it's not that I can't see Tong in the bullpen, but I don't know, man. I kind of feel like, listen, pitchers go down, right? And I think, the Mets run into a situation where, unfortunately, and I'm not going to put a name to it, Armand, so don't worry, but who knows? If one of these guys are out for the season, what, you're going to rely on a Sean Manaea? No, you're going to have to bring up a young, reliable guy in Jonah Tong, right?
Yeah. Speaking of injuries, by the way, did you guys read what's happening in Seattle right now?
Bryce Miller
down for an extended period of time with an oblique injury.
Yep, I saw that today.
And I'm like, okay, there goes trading from the depth that we all talk about Seattle doing. Because the one thing, Brian Woo's going to miss about 6 weeks. Bryce Miller's going to miss some time. Listen, to me, Brian Woo's the best starter on that staff. He just can't stay on the field. You look at Brian Woo and you're like, damn, if you could put it all together, young fella, we got something here. So to Armand's point, we kind of got it. Things tend to work themselves out, right? Like everybody freaking out about Jason Dominguez and this guy not making a big league roster. Trent Grisham wakes up tomorrow with a concussion. Guess what?
Dominguez is getting called up.
One of those brothers is going to be in the big leagues.
Right.
So it happens relatively quickly. Everybody flipping out. Oh my God. Just relax.
You know what I did want to say about your Mariners point. Not just on the Mariners, but I know in the last show we were talking about, what the season looks like for a lot of these teams. And I was doing some thinking. I actually think the American League West is going to be the most interesting division this year. Because you got 4 outside of the Angels. I'm, disregarding them. You got 4
They already
interesting
got it.
teams.
They already got some injuries, and you heard about the Angels.
Think about
injuries?
it. You got the Mariners, you got the Astros, you got the Rangers, and then we talked about the A's recently. That's 4 really good teams.
By the way, shout out to MLB.com. UC Division. They had the A's ranked as a top 5 lineup in the big league. So everybody says, "Oh, you crazy? The A's ain't there." Listen, MLB.com has them ranked 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor and talk to us nice, please.
That's why I made my point last week by saying, a lot of people may not know because, no shade to them. They're the A's, right? They don't have a lot of people who watch them. 2, when they play, especially for, where we're located at, a lot of us are going to bed for work or whatever the hell we got to do the next day. So I get it. But for
we're only watching them if the Yankees or Mets are playing them.
Right. And for a guy like Armand, who, we could go down the list of names in that A's lineup. You know who we're talking about. And some
Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, Shane Langoliers, Jacob Wilson,
we know, but for those
Jeff
who don't
McNeil.
know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's on. That is true. Jeff McNeil is with the A's now. You gonna watch some A's game this year or no?
Yes, I'm gonna watch Jeff McNeil though. If he win games, I just want to see Jeff McNeil go hitless.
That's funny, man.
Hate watch Jeff McNeil is hilarious.
Yo, by the way, the Giants don't stand a chance, bro. Like, there's no way they make this interesting at all.
I'm gonna be honest.
What inning are they in right now? The 7th?
It's the top of the 7.
All right, that's a good sign. So we might actually be out of here in less than 2 hours. You never know.
Well, the Yankees have 2 on.
Listen,
Right.
if this game gets to 10-0, man, we mercy ruling the show and we getting out of here early because I'm not sitting through
right. WBC style.
Nah, bro, just we out of here, dog. Listen, Armand, we got a few quick hitters before we let you go, man, and thank you for taking as much time as you have.
I'll stay on till the show ends if you want me to.
I mean, if you want to, man, but I just gotta ask because you love the game to an unhealthy level. And the reason why you know this is true, this guy is hitting the Discord at like midnight. Like, we don't like everybody says, like, oh, you guys like baseball it's boring and it's slow and it's listen. I know you got work tomorrow.
Oh, I gotta tell my story.
But all right, is there a part of you tomorrow that says, damn, I want to take off?
I put in for a half a sick day tomorrow. My hours are 8 to 3:30. Mm-hmm. So my half a sick day, I would get out at 11:30. Today, I work. I'll say I work in county government. The county I live in, I work in the government. So I'm in a building that has other departments for the county.
Right.
The whole building got an email that there's no water in the building tomorrow from like 10:30 in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon because they're working on stuff. I'm like, okay, it doesn't affect me. I'm out at 11:30. I don't care.
Right.
Tell me why. I'll leave work. One of my coworkers calls me to tell me that tomorrow is a delayed opening and the office is opening at 12 o'clock. I had to call the HR guy who deals with like the PTO and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like I put in for a half a sick day tomorrow. Like I was getting out at 11:30. He's like, okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make sure that you get off of from 12 o'clock on, so I don't have to go into work at all tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you understand the vision because here's my plans. I don't know if we trading stories. My mom asked, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?" Like, because the Yankees are playing now, and what are you gonna do? Like, you're doing a show, but what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, listen, we got a 9 a.m. wake up call because I gotta get ready. I gotta read. I got MLB Central coming on at 10 o'clock. I got things I gotta get to. I literally want to be sitting in front of the TV with my second meal of the day and second cup of tea and just starting to get through the day. When I told her, she was just like, so you just plan to watch baseball all day? I was like, yeah, from about 1 about 1 to 11. That's the plan. That's kind of what I plan to do all day. And she was like,
Stephen was thinking to himself, like, yeah, what's the problem with that?
Me and two,
Sounds
me,
normal to
me,
me.
me and two, me and two of my friends were going to a bar to watch the Met Pirate game.
oh boy.
So they took off of work too.
But you guys are still going like to do that though, right?
Yes. My one friend's
That's fun,
picking.
bro.
My one friend, he's gonna pick me up and then pick up our other friend, and then we're gonna drive to where the bar is and park the car and just be there till the Met game's over.
Are they maniacs for baseball like you, or only when it goes to the Mets?
They're Met fans. Well, so my best friend who's picking me up, because he married into a Yankee family, his wife and the in-laws are Yankee fans, he's become the tweener. I've told him I'm disappointed in him. You got to stand up. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. You choose one side or the other.
Right.
You know, I'm like, don't be a Yankee fan because of your wife and your in-laws. You know.
Listen, Armand, that's easy to say, brother. Happy wife, happy life, bro. You know what I mean?
I love. He's my best friend. So I consider her like my sister-in-law and everything. So I'm not gonna say
he got to be able to go home. You
know, that's true because I'm not letting him sleep here with me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he got to be able to go home, brother. You know what I mean? You don't want listen. Them issues is real. You gotta be careful now. The only thing I will say, listen, this is how much of a baseball fan I am. That pitching matchup tomorrow got me juiced. I'm jacked. If it wasn't that this game is at 1:00 in the afternoon, I wish we were live streaming that Met Pirate game tomorrow.
Yeah, I would have been down for sure. Yeah.
If it wasn't during the middle of the day, because obviously, Ivan, I know you probably got stuff going on, and
yeah, I got to pick up my son tomorrow. Actually,
he got little man, all right. So that,
but after the game, because he's actually gonna be in the building, so I'm getting him like maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know?
Yeah, no, and it's like, yo, damn, like I'm juiced for this pitching matchup, man, and some of my family members are like, yo, what do you mean? It's like, it's Mets Pirates. It's 161. It's like, do you understand what this is? I'm watching two master craftsmen carve up these lineups like it's steak on lunch day. And you want me to not enjoy it? You are out of your mind. I get to watch Tariq Skubal pitch tomorrow. And you want me to be
that's another good and Detroit and San Diego.
And you want me to go be social? You want me to talk to people? Why? And you, because so my mom's like, oh, but make sure that because mom likes to make sure that I'm like up, and if I gotta make phone calls or do my thing in the morning, I'm like, listen, tomorrow is one day on the calendar where everybody's going on DMD.
Yeah, just let us rock,
I'm only allowing one person on this line to call me, and that is you. And you can text me because you don't like being on the phone, which I can appreciate. Armand,
I'm the same way. I prefer texting.
You get hit. Armand, you get hit the Discord anytime, brother. Like, it's cool. But people like, yo, tomorrow is my Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
My Christmas is this time of year every year. Oh, but what are you happy about? I'm like, yo, do you understand? I live for this time of year. This time of year is why I'm able to be who I am. And people are like, oh, but it's just baseball. Nah, it's not. To me, this is deeper than that. I was jacked for this game until the Giants shit themselves, and now I feel like I'm in a funeral service.
You know what it is too? A lot of people don't understand this because they're not the ones actually doing the work alongside us. But from this point up until like the first couple of days of November, we're on a sprint. You get what I mean? In terms of work and having to be here we're pretty consistent for the most part, unless we get sick or something like that.
Yeah.
By the way, we have agreed. I don't know. We probably said this already at some point, but Armand also, keep this in mind. We're going to start doing 2 full shows weekly.
Yeah.
Last year and for some time now, we used to do like 1 And then if we ever did anything else, it would always be random. Now we are doing 2 full shows every week. But of course, as you guys know, we will have our moments where there might be 3, 4, but a minimum of 2 per week. Absolutely now.
So the next one from tonight is Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what happens to the Duke Blue Devils, and I hope we win, because I'd be distraught if they don't. They're playing St. John's. I don't want none of you St. John's fans in here talking about let's go Johnnies, because I'm not having that. All right, we cool.
Armand, you into that too or no?
I'll watch the tournament. I only have 3 sports teams that I grew up rooting for. The Mets, the godforsaken Jets.
Oh.
And I'm a hockey fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Penguin fan.
Yeah.
I'll watch the NBA playoffs. I enjoy it. I don't have a favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
I'll enjoy March Madness. I don't watch a lot of college sports, but I'll watch like the college football, the bowl games, the tournament.
Yeah.
I'll watch the March Madness tournament. I'll watch that.
You fill out a bracket?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, all right.
I don't know enough to just do a bracket and like, well, I'm just gonna waste money. If I'm gonna do that, I'll drive to Atlantic City and put like $100 in a slot machine.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. You know what we got to do? We got to introduce Nick and Armand to each other. They're both Mets and Jets fans.
Yo, listen, one of our best friends, Nick is in the chat sometimes. Although Nick texted me, he was distraught when it was 5-0. He was like, "I'm turning off this garbage," because he hates the Yankees. He's a diehard Met fan, and the Jets for him is like a torturous experience every year.
Oh yeah, I hate him.
This
season broke me.
He goes, he's all excited to start the season, training camp. This could be the year it turns. This could be the year it turns. But like week 4, I want to send this kid to like get help.
Week 4, Nick, I'm telling you, get help now. BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com.
By the way, that's a real site. We'll take some therapy sponsorship if you're offering.
Right? Anything.
We might need those therapy spots come December 1st.
Oh God. Listen, here's the thing. Like the night of the lockout, do we do a moratorium show? Like what does this look like?
Yeah, no, I think the moment like it becomes official, we come together, and I don't know what the show would be about or on. We'll be
mourning as a family. Like that,
we could all keep our hands up throughout the show and pretend as if like we're holding hands in a circle.
The
27 stay like this for like an hour and a half.
the 27-ounce prayer circle. The only difference is the prayer has not been answered. We're gonna just sit there. Listen, man.
On a serious note, bro, we're gonna have to really get creative. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we're still gonna do the show, right? Because we're building a platform here, but we might have to start coming in here like.
So what should we hit? So like, what changes should be had in the CBA agreement? I mean, we could kind of hit it off here now.
Obviously it's gonna be baseball conversations, but we might, because not as much is gonna be happening. We might have to include like, I don't know, some like music related stuff, or I don't know, something
list, and like what player did this in what year, and trivia.
Yeah, I don't.
It's something. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you do not, like, Armand, you get it. Ivan, you get it. I have people that are afraid for me. Yo, what are you gonna do when the season starts and there's no games? What are you gonna do?
Well, you got Knicks basketball, bro. So it is gonna be bad, but by that point, the Knicks, the season already began. Hopefully, they're coming off of a finals appearance.
No, but I'm saying, like, okay, so like all that's true. That's a fair point, but. I love the game so much. Like, I love the winter too, man. I love the moves. I love the interactions. I love all that. What the hell do I do from December 1st to whenever the hell you guys decide,
like,
what the hell to do?
Like, here's a question. Do guys sign in November when free agency starts 5 days after the World Series?
I think so.
Does Scooble sign it by Thanksgiving? Does he tell Boris, here's the teams I'm willing to listen? Let's just not let's no dog and pony show. Let's hear Mets, Yankees, Dodgers.
Right.
You know, here's the 5 teams I'm willing to really legitimately sign with and listen to. Let's go talk to them.
Well,
Yeah,
if you,
I think he's gonna talk to them regardless. The problem is to get it done within that short time frame, Armand, as you mentioned. I don't think Boris and Scooble could go around and it's possible, especially if you do what we're doing right now. Your own.
Remember, you know it's going to be different, Ivan. The GM meetings.
Yeah,
right.
You are going to see more players. I think the star players go to the GM meetings.
Yeah. So what happened during the last lockout? I don't know if you remember this. There was a 2-day period, bro, where they spent $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That where people signed right before the CBA expired, like the day before we were getting contracts like 10-year deals, $300 million deals. If you remember, the Rangers did Simeon and Seager back to back in successive days. Right before the lockout hit, they signed those contracts. Mm-hmm. So while it would be difficult to do, it's not out of the realm of possibility just because of the desperation that's going to happen if you're a free agent in this market.
Well, right? I do think guys are going to sign, right? I was only saying that in regards to Scuba Boy. Hell yeah, I think a fair share of guys are going to sign.
But I also think it's how many teams are going to be willing to pull the trigger
and be active, right? Like yeah, that's a good question, because if teams are feeling gun-shy, like they don't want to do certain things, then we'll just wait it out. But the only thing I will say is, when it comes to that, we're gonna learn a lot about the CBA on this channel. We're gonna learn a lot about, international draft propositions and what are they talking about, and like this is then you know who the real baseball fans are, because if you're sitting here willing to talk about the CBA, willing to talk about what these players and owners are quote unquote fighting for, willing to break it down to where the common fan understands the significance of where we are in these negotiations, then you're a baseball fan. Because there's a lot of fans who are just casual. Yo, I just watched the Mets and that's it. I don't know nothing about the salary cap. I just watched the Yankees and that's it.
Yeah, a lot of people go MIA for the most part during the offseason, unless their team makes, a huge splash. But if not, nobody really seems to care about what's going on in the offseason.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Over the last couple of days, you guys have noticed it because I'm putting up, statuses and trade and signings and injuries and all that. We don't take a break just because they do, right? Like, the moment we get a new CBA development, I'm tapping this man on his figurative shoulder going, yo, I think it's time to, get back to it. And the thing that's hard for us, Armand, is if I could get on these mics every day and it would pay dividends to do so in terms of the viewership and financially, I would do it. Mm-hmm. The tough part is like, as fans, you're being really selfish. I mean, as players and as owners, it goes back to that selfish point. Because what about the guy that just wants to watch a game, or like us, who's building a platform, who has a community of people who depending on us to be like, I'll make a more simplistic thing. Like, we don't know what somebody's going through in their day to day. Maybe seeing our faces helps them get through. You know what? I'm really looking forward to 27 ounce tonight. That was a cool vibe. They helped me get through the night. It was a tough day at work. I just want to talk ball.
We help Armand.
No, seriously, because I see you on the Foul Territory channel. Like, you all over the place, man.
Yeah. So I will say this. I watch FT every day. Monday, I watch them every day, so I am known in the chat. That's where you see my friend Ref. That's how I met him. That's in the chat.
Oh, yeah?
He's a Yankee fan. I met him through the FT, and I actually met him last year at a Met game. He was there with his wife and family. Met for the first time.
Wow.
In person, that's dope. Yo, shout out to referee, man.
Yeah, so I am known, and actually, it's like sometimes here when news breaks, I put it into the chat. When news breaks during that show, like somebody gets traded, somebody gets DFA'd, I am putting it in there and saying like who tweeted it, whether it's Heyman or like the local beat reporter
See, you're not even giving me a chance to break the story, man. Because it's funny. I was on the phone with when the news about Pete Armstrong went down the other day. I was on the phone with somebody with the Cubs, and you beat me to the tweet, and I'm like, this mother. And I'm trying to get it out, and he beat me to the tweet, and I'm like, all right. But that's now you kind of know what it's like to be me and my friends group and all the groups I'm associated with. When news comes, I'm the first person where's this at?
Yeah, you would.
So
I told you a long time ago, Stefan. You were the one. I don't use it anymore because they freaking deleted my account, Twitter.
Ugh.
But Armand, Stefan was actually the person who introduced me to Twitter and that kind of like being the go-to source, right? For like anything when it comes to news. So I grew a liking to it, but I was more so like deactivating and whatnot because being on too many platforms, like honestly, it's funny because Stefan and I, we had this conversation just the other day. We're talking to each other and we both like despise social media. Like, had it not been for us wanting to create this platform and meeting great people like you, Armand, we are two guys who would be off the freaking internet, bro. Like literally, Armand, I'm on the internet every day now, right? I edit every day. We post every day. We do multiple shows per week. Like, I get it. So we're not going anywhere. For anyone who just heard that and is concerned, right? If we wake up one day, Stefan and I, and we're like, yo, off the internet, 27 ounces gone, it's not going to happen. But if we weren't doing this, dude, I would be on the internet for like only a couple times, maybe throughout the year, and I'd be off, bro. Not a big fan of it.
Listen, it's a cesspool. It's people made it dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Twitter as the 24-hour newspaper.
Yeah, it's the modern version. Newspaper.
Yeah, and I mean, and sometimes it's hard to even decipher what's real news and what's not.
Yeah,
because everybody wants to be right and everybody wants to be first.
Yep.
I'd rather be right and have it confirmed by somebody that knows a little more than me than be the Bob Nightingale and jump off a bridge before the news is even.
Zach Gallen getting married, but he has a deal with the Cubs
on his wedding day.
On his
wedding day. So he literally got married, bro. And Bob Nightingale tweets that morning he has a 3-year deal with the Cubs worth $22 million a year. How crazy is that? And he's literally like putting his tuxedo on to get fitted to go get married. That morning. And I was like, Bob, you need to be arrested and put in federal prison. This is disgusting.
Honestly, we've talked about him before. I don't follow the guy, right? And usually when I do see his name, it's because people are eating him alive for the many mistakes that he's made. But on a serious note, how don't you get like, who does he work for? Like, USA how are they not on his ass? Like USA Today. I'm sorry. I know seniority might, matter in some of these places still, but it doesn't matter how old you are, bro. You messing up.
It's more he has a name.
Right.
He's known, that keeps him there with a job. And like it or not, even if they got rid of him, he would have another job lined up someplace.
Of course, yeah.
But then what does that say now? And I'm not saying this because he's bad at his job. I'm just talking about the amount of times that he's been wrong. It just comes off as a little desperate, right? To go back to what Stefan said, a lot of guys, they just want to be the first to put something out as opposed to, doing everything that needs to be done to actually make it make sense.
I'll put it to you this way, in a sense, right? A lot of times, nobody has the common decency to apologize to. Like Evan Drellick got a story wrong the other day with Miguel Rojas getting suspended, and he clarified that he meant the Rojas from the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know it took this man 48 hours? 48 hours to apologize to that man. He couldn't even come out and say publicly, you know what, man, I got that wrong. My bad. Let me apologize to you. Because Miguel Rojas, for a day, thought that he was going to be suspended for 80 games.
Yeah, he went on Chris Rose's podcast and said he never got an apology.
Mm-hmm. And then when the apology came?
after that clip went
Later,
viral?
after the clip went viral, Evan Drellick goes on his Twitter account and says, "I apologize. I got it wrong." Armand, you a celebrity in here, brother. But listen, we appreciate
What's up, Brandon? That's another person I know through Foul Territory. He is a Cardinals fan.
Listen, man, Brandon, do us a favor, man. If you in here and you new and you here to support Armand, hit the like, hit the sub on the channel, man. We appreciate it, Rafi. Hit the like, hit the sub on the channel. We appreciate you guys, man. Listen. So we're a baseball channel, and that's how Armand found us. And we talk everybody Cardinals. And listen, man. Appreciate
we actually
it,
have some Cardinals fans who are supporters of the show.
Yeah, we got Cardinals fans in here. Yeah, for real.
They may not be watching now, but every now and then they're here. Nice to add on to that though. If you join us.
Yeah, nah, man. Welcome, man. Welcome. Appreciate y'all, man. For real, this means a whole lot.
Yo, what's going on here? We got the Foul Territory staff behind the scenes in the building tonight. Yo, by the way, Foul Territory, tap in with us. We would love to, maybe have some guys from over there, here.
Yeah, no, if you know anybody that you think would be a great guest on the show, man, hit the Foul Territory crew, man. If you know somebody and you got an in over there, tell them our door is always open, man. Armand, you in the chat, brother. You know somebody.
Yeah.
Ref might have a better hand to get some help.
Listen, man, Ref, it's cool, bro. I'm whoever you can help us get, we cool. We'll take all the pub we can get.
Yeah. Now, I think last time I checked, we're at 318. So people are actually subscribing. Shout out to y'all. So 318 is where we currently are for opening day. That could, of course, go up before we, end the show tonight. But interesting number to keep in mind because we're going to revisit that number and see what it turns into by the end of the year. So
listen, man, for real, but the love means a lot. We you know what's crazy is we're Yankee fans too. But we love the game. So it don't really matter who
Ref is a Yankee fan. Yankees are his number one. He has a little space in his heart for White Sox.
I'm not mad at that.
What space is that? From the 05 team?
By the way, speaking of the White Sox, did anybody see this lawsuit Frank Thomas filed against the White Sox?
Yeah, they sold his stuff. I think without his
consent.
Like yeah,
they sold his a jersey with his name.
The City Connect, right?
I guess
it was the City.
Yeah, I know the City Connect. Yeah,
I think it was the City Connect jersey because it was the red with the black.
Yes, it's the bold version. City Connect.
Yankees fun, White Sox. The White Sox are gonna be fun this year, man.
Yeah, they're gonna win more games.
They're gonna score a lot of runs, but that pitching.
There's a few teams this year that aside from who we already know is good, there's a few teams just simply thinking of what they did in the offseason that are gonna win more games off the strength of what they just did. The White Sox are one, the Pirates are another. There's some other teams as well. I might be missing some now.
So let me ask you a question. I know you say you guys are gonna suck this year, but boy, am I excited to see JJ Witherhold. Am I excited to see that young brother play some baseball and hit a couple rockets at Busch Stadium? Crippling injury news for the Cardinals earlier today. The Lars Nootbaar 60-day IL with both heels. I don't know what he did, but prayers to Lars Nootbaar and them heels. But God,
I actually saw a video that he was on, featured in on YouTube. He was actually at the World Baseball Classic, but he was doing media related things. So he was behind the scenes.
Oh, he was moving and shaking. All right.
Yeah.
Life after baseball. Life after ball. Armand, man, we're gonna ask because you stood with us for the whole show. What was your experience like tonight? Are we as crazy as you thought we were? Are we as funny as you thought we were?
Does it feel natural too, right? Does any of this feel forced or
no?
A couple weeks ago we had, I forgot the dude's name. Maybe you were here for it, Armand. we had somebody tell us that, this right here, watching the show, reminded them of like, just hanging out with their boys, maybe at a bar, like you're gonna be doing, to watch the Mets, you and your boys, right? Shout out to them.
Bone Spurs having setbacks. I want Laws gone. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Like, so what is it? What do you want in return for him? And do you think they ultimately trade him? That's wow. That's an interesting perspective.
I mean, could you blame the guy? They got rid of Gray.
No, I get it.
Brendan Donovan might as well just rip the Band-Aid off.
No, for sure. But getting back to the question, Armand, like, could you see yourself doing this at some point, man? Because eventually, here's the thing: we always looking to recruit talent, man. So if it's something that you really, really want to do, the micro spot is always open. I don't know what your schedule's like. We could do more spots like this and stuff like this. But trust me, man, like the more we get to talk baseball with different people and get different perspectives, I'm here for it.
Armand, have you done this before? Anything related to this or no?
Baseball wise, no. But I have. I've had podcasts.
Yeah. Okay.
So like when podcasts started booming in the early 2010s,
to audio,
a friend of mine. A friend of mine, Yolanda, fashion designer, wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. I want to say from 2011 or 2012 to 2014, she started a show. It was called the Shiznit, because it was crazy news, like you would see like crazy news on social media now, with like crazy videos of like a car like hit, like somebody getting hit by a truck filled with chickens. Right, like nonsense news, wrestling talk. She started it, and about 2012 she got a new co-host, and then I would call in, like how I'm in the chat now all the time. And one time I called into the show, then after the show went off the air, she had me on backstage. She offered me to be the Micah Delight, the third host. So the Shiznit was like my first ever podcast that I did. Obviously not getting paid from it, but I didn't care because I was talking wrestling, and I was the one getting all the wrestling news that was coming out that was rumored or whatever.
You were having fun, and even if you weren't doing the show, you were already keeping up with those things, right?
Yes, I was keeping up with wrestling and all things wrestling, not just WWE. But like independents, ROH at the time.
You need to hook up with our boy Emilio. Emilio sounds like you and him with what up?
Sox fan, what's good? Look who we got in the building with us tonight. Armand. Speaking of wrestling, who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Yeah, R.I.P. to Owen Hart.
For sure, man. So, by the way, listen, guys, I'm gonna let you finish right now, Armand. But listen, you guys are more than welcome to join the family and become mods. And if you guys love baseball, join the Discord. Armand, I'm sure he'll put in a good word. You guys are more than welcome. We are on Discord. We are on all those different platforms. So please join us. Join us. Giants look elite. No, but Owen Hart really. So how'd that come about?
I love this personality. I love it's very funny. Did a lot of stuff, and then his in-ring work was top notch. Very smooth, not so much rugged or rigid. Very smooth. Very he looked like a natural in the ring.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Armand. How old were you when he passed, and do you remember like what it felt like for you to find out at the time? Now, listen, that's going a little far back, right? Because we live in very different times now. I know you're big into Twitter. There was no such thing as Twitter. I know you didn't find out on Twitter, but how old were you when, what did that was like?
1999?
I forget the year. Stefan, do you remember or no?
Yes, it was 99. Yeah. It was at Over the Edge. It was May 31st, 99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the pay-per-view live when he died.
So I'm a September baby. So September.
Me too. When's your birthday?
September 10th.
Holy Armand, yo, we're brothers. Yo, September 9th, bro. The day before.
All right.
Yo, we're Virgo brothers, bro. Yo, you see, yo, Stefan.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
There's a deeper connection here other than baseball now, bro.
Hear me out. Birthday stream.
Oh, I'm with that, bro.
I'm not against it. I see nothing wrong with doing the show on my birthday, you know. So we'll see.
Listen. There's 8 people in here. To the 8 people, can we get a like and can we get a sub to the channel? I know you came to see the real superstar, which is Armand. We just here filling out space, brother. But listen, 320 will be a nice number to get to by the time we get all stream tonight. That'll be nice. We're at 318 right now. 320 will be real nice.
So Armand, I know
so
earlier tonight.
On his actual death day, I was 13 because September I would have been 14.
Wow.
In 99.
Okay.
So I was 13. I actually love my parents to death. They let me order every pay-per-view, WWF, WCW, even ECW. So I was watching that pay-per-view when that happened. Now, because I was a kid, I didn't really know that he died that night. I didn't realize he died until the next morning on the news and everything that I thought he died at the hospital, like the doctor's trying to, but he actually obviously he died right then and there on the spot in the ring.
Yeah.
It was very hard. It's like top 2 deaths in wrestling of all time, and it's very sad.
One of those things that I would
Got somebody new here, Bourbon. That's another one of your boys.
That's Bourbon and Baseball. That's my gal Susie, my friend.
What's up,
fan?
Okay.
Listen, man. First of all, listen. Just off of the name, I need you to subscribe to the channel because you love baseball, and me and you could definitely have a bourbon at some point. So I'm with you. Please. By the way, any bourbon companies or liquor companies looking to sponsor the pot, looking to sponsor 27 ounce, we will gladly take your sponsorship and drink your product live on air. That would be really
do a little taste test, right, with the chat. Let them
know
know where they can find it.
So the Yankees are throwing some shade at the Giants because they got Camilo Duval closing out this game in the 9th inning.
Oh, wow.
7-0 still. There's 1 on and no outs, and Jung-Hoo Lee is up.
Yeah, because Caballero just committed an error. Ball went through his legs. Yo, shortstop for the Yankees look like the black hole, bro. Jeez.
It is. I think ever since Didi? Some people would say Jeter. I wouldn't do that. I kind of like what Didi did during.
Nah, Didi was the man when he was.
I would say since Didi, it has been a black hole.
Have we ever been to Bush before? No, but we'd love to go.
It looks good on camera.
We'd love to go for real. So, just don't get me in the middle of the afternoon because them hot ass summer St. Louis days, brother. I'm not trying to fry. I like my skin.
So I also have getting back to podcasting stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Two of my other friends who are football fans, they're Jets fans just like me. They have a podcast, and so I help them do their show. I am just like for football purposes, I'm known as the backup co-host. So like if one of them can't do the show, the other one will hit me up like, hey, I need you to come in. So like the backup comes in.
Yeah, you were the 6th man.
Or the 6th man in bed. So like it's called Jets Afterburners. They're on Thursday nights at 9 p.m.
Nice.
Then that must be a depressing show, man. I mean, the Jets, I don't watch football, but damn, bro. How could you show up and pretend to be happy?
I'm not. I rip them. Like this season, they made me hate them.
No funny. How do you do that show sober? I be drinking before every show.
I don't drink at all. I swear, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
Wait,
really?
So hold on, Armand. You're doing this meetup tomorrow with your boys, right? So you definitely got to be grubbing on something because you're not going to the bar for no reason.
Oh yeah. Oh no, this place has good food.
Got you.
Okay. All right.
So here's my idea, guys. I know we have the Discord and there's one channel. I
Right.
think a second channel has to be added, and it has to be a food channel. No matter what, we could post our pictures of food no matter where we are. Even when we're at the stadium, we post our stadium eats.
That's not bad.
Yo, Armand, let me ask you something, right? I'm going to put you on the spot here. Have you yourself started a page like that on social media or not yet? Because if you
No.
haven't, yo, honestly, all jokes aside, bro, I know it sounds funny, and I'm not mad at you for laughing. But on a serious note, if you really enjoy doing that, yo, create a page, bro. Baseball fan who just, I don't know, shows what the hell he eats all the time.
Honestly, I'm not even joking with you.
What you think about it, Stefan?
Listen,
it's a good idea, but like I don't eat like that much, and so I'll give you a personal story. April 12th, 2022, I went for a consultation meeting with the doctor. I was going to get weight loss surgery. I was going to get my stomach removed. And so when I went, they give you like tests and stuff like to check your blood pressure and everything.
Wow.
And they check how much you're going to weigh. That day, I weighed 484 pounds.
Wow.
Next month is my 4-year anniversary. So what I did that day, like the doctor said, I want you to start walking 30 to 45 minutes a day.
Wow, yeah.
So like that day when I it sunk into me that I was like, because I always said to myself internally, I would never hit 500 pounds. To see that I was 20 pounds close to being 500, like that was the punch to the jaw. That was the kick to the genitals. So that day, yeah, I said that day I left. I started walking 30 minutes a day. I cut out, what I did is I cut out soda, all fast food. I started eating better. I started drinking 60 to 80 ounces of water a day. I would stop eating and drinking at 8:30 at night. So like I would start fasting from 8:30 till the next morning when I got up. And as of a few weeks ago, as of March 12th of this year, I am 289 pounds.
Wow.
I weigh myself the 12th of every month. I give myself 30 days to lose a certain amount of weight.
Wow,
that's
bro.
That's close to 200 pounds almost, right?
Yo, listen, man. First of all, that's a great way to end the show because I don't even know how to top that.
Yo, shout out to you, Armand, and for you to even come here and share that with us, right? Like, that's big.
Yo, we appreciate the vulnerability. Here's what I'm gonna need you to do though. We gonna talk, but I'm gonna need you at some point to seriously consider, helping us out with some stuff behind the scenes. We'll talk to you about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious because listen, man, your love for baseball, we can't waste this. I'm serious. Like that's that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Because listen, it takes a village. We can't do it alone, right? Me and Ivan, we hold it down. We do the best we can. But to add somebody like you to the team, if you ever feel like you need something, you got something you want to say, and something's on your mind, or there's something in the game that's pissing you off, man, please. Because here's the thing: as much as we love it, sometimes me and him are looking for a pinch hitter. Yo, I wish somebody we had a pinch hitter because I'm tired. Yo, we just did.
Or even this too, right? Because we could maybe create like a segment, right? Where Armand comes on for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. That's whatever he got to say, get off his chest, and he's out,
Yeah. And listen, the more you do that, the more viewership you running up to the channel too. So we cool.
I mean, look at what he brought with him today. Goddamn. Bro, I'm kidding, man. Yo, I'm excited that all of you guys are here tonight,
Listen, man,
I appreciate the love from Susie, Ruff, and Brandon for coming.
Listen, you brought half a FT with you, brother.
Right?
I'm sure they're more FT. Trust me. We know a lot more. But I want to say this to every baseball fan, even the casuals. Go look you dead in the eyes in this camera. Enjoy this season because it's going to go fast. We're going to be in November. We're going to see a team, most likely the Dodgers, celebrating with confetti. When 12:01 a.m. hits and it's December 1st, the doomsday clock has come.
Oh man. I
Just
couldn't
enjoy this season. Enjoy everything. Enjoy everything that's going to piss you off. Enjoy everything that's going to make you love. Because we ain't going to have that next year.
Nah, you know what? I can't even say it no more. This dude's you out here, this dude out here preach.
He's right though. That is a great friendly reminder, right? I know tomorrow is the official opening day, not what the hell they got going on tonight on Netflix. But anyway, shout out to the Yankees for winning. But still, like it's a great way to remind people, like, yo, 2027, after 2026 is over and done with, 2027 is not gonna be your typical baseball season.
It's not gonna be a walk in the park at all. Nah.
I've said this in the chat to you guys. I've told Ref this. I've said this to everybody. The whole season is going to be gone. And
I think it's going to take a year, bro?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you what. For me, I've been known that. God's honest truth, just an opinion, Steven.
Yeah.
The owners have had this in their head for 3 years.
No, longer than that. Because here's to interrupt you really quickly, Ivan. You're the witness to this. I remember when we I was texting with these guys. Yo, the moment that new CBA was signed, I was like, we headed for a lockout in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
When the show first started, Armand, one of the conversations we had, one of our first conversations on the show was enjoy the next 2 years because we about to hit a lockout in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before the national media got a hold of it. This is before anybody was even talking about a lockout. We were one of the first people to even make that a thing.
Yeah, in 2024.
And it's like when you sit there and hear that, and you hear the gravity of that statement, it's horrifying.
And Ivan, I'm going to tell you what made it. For me, it was already 100%. But here's what made it 100% for a lot of people that really don't really follow it. Is when the report came out that every team set aside in a war chest bank account, $75 million each.
Yeah,
the Marlins did that.
Basically, putting in an escrow for a rainy day fund. Yeah,
it's crazy. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, they call it a war chest.
Mm-hmm.
They think about this. Every team, Ivan, every team, Marlins payroll is going to be $73 million.
Wow.
And they put $75 million away in a war chest.
Wow.
That should be illegal, honestly.
Wow. That's kind of crazy when you think about it, bro. But Armand, man, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for doing this.
No, thank you.
Listen, we I would love to have, I can't pinpoint when exactly this is gonna happen, but Armand, you know this yourself. It is definitely gonna happen as a Mets fan. When shit hits the fan at some point this year, I would love to see your reaction live. We got to see that face, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't want to kill the man now, so let's not.
Listen, I'll say this: you're going to see a lot of Manfred, and a lot of stuff he's going to say is going to piss a lot of people off. And you know when you're going to see it? You're going to see it All-Star break.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this was great. Armand, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Ivan, you already know, bro. See you on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
To all the viewers, thank you. We appreciate it. Happy opening day. Enjoy the games tomorrow. This game was great tonight. Yanks got the dub. I'm happy. Know what I'm saying? It's cool. Aaron Judge went opening, but that just means
refs just busting chops.
That just means he's gonna come out on Saturday and go 3 for 4 with 2 home runs. It's all good, baby. It's all good.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for stopping by. All the FT fam that's in here, welcome to the 27 House family. You are now a part of our family as well. So we appreciate you guys. And listen, you know what? I'll get in the FC chat tomorrow. I'll get in there early. What time is FC tomorrow?
They're actually going live tomorrow, 1 to 3. They're back to 1 to 3.
Okay.
Because
So,
what they do is for spring training, especially when they get to Florida, because the games are at 1 p.m., they go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. during spring training.
okay. So tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll get in the FT chat, but I'm gonna get in there under the 27 ounce name, and we'll exchange, pleasantries, and I'll talk to some of you guys and fun time. So
I won't be in there. I got a busy day at 1 o'clock.
All right. So you know what I'm gonna do then? I'm gonna do this then, because what's tomorrow?
Thursday.
So you usually in there every other day except tomorrow.
Because it's opening day, the Mets game's at 1:15. That's why I'm not going to be in there.
No. But okay, so Friday, since I know you're gonna be in there probably Friday.
Yes.
27 ounce will be in the FT chat on Friday to come kick it with FT fam. So all the FT fam that's in here, welcome to we're gonna cross-pollinate FT fam, 27 ounce fam, and we're gonna just build a big community. All right. So we'll see you guys on Friday. Yo, Armand, thanks again. Ivan, talk to you. We ain't gotta go home, but we got to get the hell up out of here, y'all. Peace.